Oil Stadium. It's Hail Varsity Radio, Big Ten Media Days. Coach Bielema up at the big screen, and we welcome in Hall of Famer Barry Alvarez back with us on Hail Varsity. Coach, retirement, and now a special assistant within the league. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Tell me about what was part of the decision process for you to be back involved with the Big Ten.
Well, I've been in this league since '79. I started initially as an assistant at Iowa. So I love this league. I love college football, and when Kevin came to me and asked if I would, act as an advisor to the league for football, be a liaison with coaches and athletic directors. I have a great relationship with the athletic directors, and worked with the coaches last year and trying to put the season back together. That's something that I love, and something that I think I know a little bit about, and feel like it'd be very interesting to do, and something that would that was right up my alley, and not a lot of restrictions as far as it allows me to go to our games and watch the games and then do what I need to do. So I really felt it was the right thing to do, and something I'm excited about.
How important is that? Because, like you said, you've been in those shoes before, to have somebody that is there for the coaches, for the administration, as a way to help communicate with the league.
Yeah, I think a lot of times decisions are made. No one discusses it with the coaches, or coaches don't understand why. And I think it helps with communication and relationships when you have someone that can explain to you why things are done and why you have to move in certain directions. And hopefully we can do that.
Let's talk a little bit here about Nebraska. Your reaction to Trev Alberts as the new athletic director?
Yeah, I think it's a great move. And I think he's done an outstanding job at Nebraska Omaha, and having played there, knowing the state, I think that's important. I just think understanding and having relationships with people in the state, knowing what they want, they knowing you, knowing what the expectations are, and all those things are very important, and knowing and understanding what football means to college football and the Huskers mean to the state of Nebraska. And I think, Trev understands all those for sure. And so I don't think they could have hired a better person.
Well, I think John Melton was the man who recruited Trev, had his eye on him. I know you had a special relationship with Coach Melton.
John recruited me.
That's what I
thought. John's from my hometown.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, a little hometown back in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I had a great relationship with John, and he recruited me, and then ended up my senior year. He ended up being moved to linebacker coach. So, and I do know, John. John was a heck of a recruiter. He'd go in, for all those years, he'd come in, take the best two kids out of Iowa, best two kids out of Minnesota, and best two kids out of Wisconsin. Every year that happened, and but I know I remember when he recruited Trev.
Because you were in Iowa, correct?
No, I think he played '93.
He was done in '93, so he might have been at Notre Dame, but I'm sure he was on the radar.
Yeah. I don't. We didn't recruit him because I had that. I had the whole Midwest. I would have been at Notre Dame then.
What's your thought here is, Brett, you're so close with Bielema's up there, week 0 in Nebraska, Illinois. Specifically, we just saw Coach Frost speak, and, year 4, a lot of confidence. Scott thinks things could go the right direction this year.
Good. You know what? I think Scott's a very good coach. He's proven that already. Sometimes people get a little antsy and they don't have the patience to wait. But he's a very good coach, and he'll do it. There's no doubt in my mind he'll do a good job. Brett is perfect. Illinois is fortunate to get Brett. He knows the league. He knows how to recruit. He's made inroads already in the state of Illinois because they had lost all the recruiting ties in the state. He'll be a great ambassador for that university. He and his wife will really be a part of that community. So he's a great fit for our league.
Coach, get you out of here on a couple of last questions. Barry Alvarez with us, and here at Lucas Oil Stadium. A thought on where the playoffs headed with the expansion to 12. 12 the best number, too much, too little, or it is what it's going to be. So
I thought 4 was the right number. I think 12, looking at it, thinking about it a little more, my one concern is number of games, but you see some of these other, whatever the league is, South Dakota State is playing that many games in their playoff, and I think coaches would have to adjust how they practice and that type of thing. But I love the accessibility for more schools. I love the fact that it would keep an interest throughout the season for a lot of schools. How many times have you heard second weekend of the season they're talking about somebody's out of the hunt, and some people aren't interested because they don't have a chance to make the playoffs. A lot of teams will have an opportunity throughout the season to be a top 12 team. So I really like that fact, and I think it keeps interest up in college football much better than it does now.
Barry Alvarez with us. Last thought, Coach. Word on Texas and Oklahoma potentially looking at the SEC, and are we done with conference expansion? Where does the Big Ten fall into that? I know you're not the commissioner, but again, college football. How do you can you get the crystal ball out? I guess for either the Big Ten.
What I thought that was very interesting timing for that all to come out. During media days, we have not broached that in any of our meetings, and Lord knows we've had a ton of meetings as athletic directors, and we have never broached expansion. So, depending on where this goes, that's something that maybe there'll be some more discussion about, or some things that we have to bring to the table. But I can honestly say that we have not broached that. We've not talked about it, and I was surprised, like everyone else was, when it was brought to everyone's attention. You just wonder why, quite frankly.
Well, you look at the SEC and where they're at with Bama and company, and you had Texas and OU as a former Nebraska guy. All those day after Thanksgiving showdowns with OU, that'd be a little different, wouldn't it?
Well, I tell you what, those were pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the days when I played. It was one game on TV, so you always knew you're going to get TV at least once a year. But those were pretty special, and those regional rivalries are pretty awesome. I'm glad Nebraska's playing again this year.
Yeah, down in Norman, it'll be a good time. Barry Alvarez with us, Coach. Good to see you again.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
You bet. Always good to see you.